Okay, this is a video on how to do an ignition lock cylinder on a Voyager or a Caravan, Grand Caravan, probably Town and Country, all of these Chrysler vans. And it really doesn't matter what year it is. So you're going to know that your ignition lock cylinder is broken if your key is starting to get really hard to turn, and sometimes the truck won't start and sometimes it will start, and this key is actually stuck in the on position, and it won't come back no matter what you do. So I'm gonna need to replace that. Now it's pretty easy to do on these. It's not hard. You don't need a ton of extra tools and all that kind of stuff. The first thing you need to do is that this cowl on the bottom needs to come off. And how you do that is there's a screw here, there's a couple of screws here and here. So I already took those off. So once you take these off, there's two screws up in here, one on one side. I don't know if you can see that. Oh no, it's not here. It's here in the parking brake. One screw there, one screw there, and then this whole cowl should pop off. There's clips, and you just give it a little yoink, and there's little clips like this that go into here, and you just let this thing hang like this. No big deal. Now the next thing that you have to do is you have to take this cowl off. And the way that you do that is that there's all these little screws up on the bottom. So you take out those screws, and then you can pop. You don't pop the bottom off really, you kind of pop the top off, and the whole thing comes out, and you just take it around. So I'm going to take those screws out right now. Okay, I've got the screws out underneath this cowl. So you just take the cowl and you just pop it off, and it kind of just freaks out. There's a little clip on this side, a little clip on the other side. So now you're in there, and then there's this little, sort of like a half rubber, half plastic deal, and you got to get this out of here. I just would probably opt to take it, to pull it off and just push it out of the way. And this is your ignition lock cylinder. So let me pull this out of the way, and so that I can show you better. Okay, so apparently there's screws for this thing here and here, but this has to come off for you to be able to get to the screws for the other one, because it's in the way. So this one's screwed on with two screws, one right here. It'll take this plastic piece off, and then one right here on the exact opposite side. So if we can pull these two screws out. Okay, so I took that plastic piece off. It's sitting right there. And now you can get to these two screws, which are not screws, they are Torx bits. And as it turns out, and if you don't know what a Torx bit is, these are Torx bits. They're like little stars. And mine are not long enough to go inside the hole. So what I did was I put it into the last gear, and I pushed this thing back. I took it. It was right like this over the key. I pushed it back, and then I pushed this back to park, and it kind of holds it out of the way, so we'll be able to get to this. Now, next thing is there's a this little plastic cover that jiggles a little bit, and if you can see, there's little clips. There's one here, and I'm sure that there's one on the top and one on the back. So you just got to pull these clips back, and you'll be able to slide this whole plastic piece out of the way, and then you're going to be able to take this key out. So I'm going to take this off right now. Okay, so there was two, one in the front. You take it off. I could get that one with my finger, and then there was one right here in the back, and I had to stick like a little flathead screwdriver and just pry it out, and then just pull on this while you're doing it, and this whole thing comes out. Okay, now how you get this ignition out, I'm already part way there, because you're supposed to put the key in, turn the key on. This key is stuck on for some reason, and on the bottom of it there's this little pin. Well, it's not really a pin right there. It's like a little clip, and you push the clip in, and this comes right out. All right, so this is messed up, and it's not usually really obvious what's wrong with it. this one was getting really hard to turn and stuck and stuff, you know, so I knew it had to be replaced. Now, if this doesn't work for you, what you're going to have to do is, that's old, you're going to have to get to this ignition switch, which is this whole thing that the cylinder goes into, and there's all types of things on the back. And if I have to do that to this van, I'll make a video of it. It's a little bit more involved, but let me get the new lock cylinder and slip it in there just so that you know how it goes, and then we'll put all the plastic stuff back, and you'll be done. And turn it on, and then you slip it in just like how you took it out. On position, push the little thing so it'll go inside. And it slips right in there. It'll lock until it locks, and you see the little nub on the bottom, and you're good. And of course this key doesn't work, it's just bad. So that's how you do it. You put all the stuff back the way you took it off, and you're good. And this is how you do it. It's pretty easy on these Chrysler vans. Thanks for watching.